Right. Hiya lads and lasses, for whoever's already on the stream there. I'm just going to do a little bit of this and that, trying to get us signed into the live chat so the chat comes up. Yeah. Right, so now I'm hoping that the live chat is up and running. Yep, there we go. Hi everybody. Right, we're all ready to rock and roll now. Right, hi everybody and welcome to Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave. In a slightly different position, I've turned the thing round. Anyway, looking forward to some good stuff tonight. Hopefully it should be good fun. Do a little bit of a chat sound check. Can anybody tell me if anybody's out there, which there is, if the sound is okay and everything? And then I'll have a bit of a chuck to warm up. Hi Dave, hiya, how are you doing? Hiya Sam Myers. Right, can Matt Layton or Sam just let me know if the sounds all good? You'll do for me, nice one. I've actually just got two brand new lavalier mics to replace this headset, and the first one, couldn't plug it in. I'd left a bit on the floor and stood on it, so the clip is non-compensus mentis at the moment, so which I'm gutted about. Like I say, yeah, got brand new one of these, and the clip at the bottom there has come off it now. Brilliant. Just what you want for a Friday night, but it'll be sorted for Sunday. Right, who's in now? Hiya Neil, mate. You all right? You've had a couple of fantastic goals at that thing, that trying to get that 180 with them great big fat darts. It's just like, it was unreal. It was a real challenge. They are really an handful to chuck. They really are an handful, because they don't do what you'd expect them to do. They drop low at the back. They spiral out of your hand sometimes. They're just very, very unpredictable, aren't they? Hiya Simon. Hello Mr Migalski. You all right, Neil Migalski? Jack, how are you, lad? Whippo. Hiya mate, you alright? Hopefully everything will get sorted over the next couple of days with them bits and bobs. Clayton B. Hiya Clayton, Mr Clayton Bale. Are you alright there, fella? Let's see who else we've got in on the chat there. Charlie the Boss Gray. Hiya Charlie mate, you alright? Hope everything's well with you. Like I say, over the next couple of sessions, I'm hoping to get sorted that knacker or something. And, might be able to have one or two of you in a bit of a game then, which is something I've been saying I'll do for a long time and never get round to it, do I? Never get round to sorting it out. Ooh. I'm alright, Charlie, mate. How are you? Tell you what, mate, I can't wait to get rid of this corona thing, so we can actually get out and have a game and stuff like that. We need to get down to, we need to meet up all the dart tubers. We need to have a bit of a big meeting somewhere, don't we? See if we can find a central location sometime this year later on, when all this COVID thing's out. Fetch all cameras with us and what have you, and just have a proper good day, or maybe a thingy stop overnight or something like that, maybe. Because sometimes if these travel lodges and what have you, if we all book in the same travel lodge, they'll let you have one of the conference rooms for free. So if they'll do that, even if it's only for a couple of hours, give us all a chance to make some really, really good content and some really nice videos for the fans. That'll be a great opportunity, that will. Hi Richard, mate. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I might pop off halfway through and get myself a beer if you lads don't mind. Well, I won't be long, but I'll go and sort myself a beer out shortly. Because every Friday night I always end up parched. You know what it's like when you've worked all week, you deserve a beer, don't you? Yeah, that's Charlie, I think that'd be a fantastic do. That get Neil from Neil's Darts and all that. All of them. Get them all. I'll try and get us all in one place at some point. Hi Dave, Mr. Davey Bowie. Yeah, get rid of this virus thing and hopefully we'll get that behind us sometime this year and we'll be able to move forward. I really hope so anyway. Right. Oh, Neil, thanks very much, mate. Absolute star. I'm going to have to set the machine up. Got to get this machine set up. It's got to be done. Hope you're not looking at my thing in my pin numbers. I could care less, could I? You know that. Pin numbers, schmin numbers. Never had them when I was a kid. All you had was a piece of A4 paper and a crayon. Right, here we go. And here's one for Neil Migalski. First one in. Are you ready, Neil? Here she goes. 180. Yeah. Oh, is Paul in yet? Jack, no, Paul hasn't made. Paul McGuff's not made his way in yet. I'm just waiting for him to make his way in because just to let him know that I've got the stuff that he's sent me. He's very kindly sent me some Simon Whitlock barrels, and he's sent me some of these to review. I've got some of the Condor, what I would probably call wibbly wobbly flights. I had a set of these a while back in black that were given to me and I weren't right impressed with them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a back-to-back test with them on the Simon Whitlock darts because that'll be his setup then, so it'll be really nice. So we've got them and we've got these which I believe from need a bit more light on the subject here really, don't I? The lad from Atomic Darts, Matt, he swears by these, which are Condor again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a back-to-back review on them and see what they perform like. So thank you very, very much for that, Paul. And here he is, he's in. Paul McGuff. Thanks very much, mate. Just giving you a big shout out there before you'd even turned in. Magic. Hiya, Isaac. You all right, lad? How's everything going? Hope you're all good. Like I say, I can't wait to get the I get this knacker thing going. I'll give a couple of yous a bit of a game. Ooh, 81. Ooh. Right. Maybe sometimes live lessons. Yeah, well, that's something that I'm looking into at the moment. Oh, Stu McNally. Cheers, Stu, mate. Absolute star. Over to the board. 180. Yeah. Thanks very much for that. Really, really appreciate it. It really, really is. What's this? Yeah, like I was just talking about that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort out some, possibly, there's a thing on Streamlabs where I can do like a live performance and it's like tickets. So instead of like doing a personal one-to-one coaching thing, what I might be able to do, I'll have to look into it, it might take me a bit, but like I say, I tell you everything up front, so it's entirely up to you whether you go for it or not. I think it's a pretty good idea. So it's like artists who play instruments and what have you can sell concert tickets. And what I was thinking of doing was having maybe 8 or 10 people in like a private Zoom sort of thing where it'll cut the cost down for everybody. So I'll be here live, I'll be able to interact with you on Zoom, and you'll be able to get like it'll probably be a 2-hour session or a 2.5 hour session, and I can work the price down so it pays me like I would normally do, if I was doing a coaching session for a single person sort of thing. So each person will pay a percentage of that rather than paying the full amount each. So just something worth a think about. And the other thing that I've been approached on by more than one person is about writing a book. A lot of people have asked me to write a book, but after being on Atomic Darts and hearing a bit about my youth and my childhood and what have you, a lot of people seem to think that a book would be a really good way to go. And to be honest with you, do you know something? Me and my brother and my dad were having a chat last week, and we must have done, I'd say we must have sat there for an hour and a half talking about all the stuff that went on when we were young. And I think that'd be really good coming from a working class town and what have you. And some of the things that we got up to when we were kids and that, my dad was in stitches laughing. Right, to here. Stayed home yesterday. So yeah, so I bet if you came home yesterday, I bet the bed's only just stopped doing that, hasn't it? Do you know something? It's really weird. Whenever I go fishing, if you go by the side of a lake and the waves are lapping up on shore, you're watching the tip of your rod waiting for it to go round, and then when you look round at the grass, you feel all queasy because the ripples are going. You look round at the grass and the grass is giving it that. Yeah, well, it's just one of them. I've got loads and loads of ideas, so I can try and get a bit of coaching out, personal coaching out, to more people at a more affordable price for them, and that's one of the ways that I've thought of doing it. Ooh, just a 60. Yeah. Got a bit of a dodgy deflection there. Right, so what were we going to talk about? I had something in my head that we were going to have a bit of a conversation about, and it'll come back to me. I'll tell you what we'll do in a minute, and always we'll do another live dart review, because I've got some more darts here that I've not reviewed yet, so I might do a live one of them again for you. Dave, I can't take credit for the Whitlock darts. Oh right, sorry mate, yeah, I've that many people who were sending me stuff. It wasn't you, you're quite right, sorry about that. Like I say, I get that many people. The Apex points, where are they? There you go, mate. I've got them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a, what do we call it, in a set of darts, one of my sets of darts there. I'll do a little bit of a review on them, and I'm sure I've got a couple of sets of darts, because I think you've got two sets of one type here and one set of another, and I'll give them a little bit of a review and what have you. And then probably give the darts away to some youngster or something, so they can tear their own dartboard to bits. Nearly bought myself a wobble board. Something pretty well an off-seat. Do you know something? I can't even imagine that. I mean, I don't get seasick or nothing like that, but spending all your days and all your nights out at sea and what have you, and oh dear, that was terrible, that, wasn't it? Gabbing and chucking. Never works out well, does it? Yeah, stick out in the middle of the North Sea, moving like that, and you, oh, it's 180s every time, innit? Or at least they look like 180s anyway, especially once you've had a couple of beers. Danny Baggish, do you know something? I was watching a few bits of his, and I never caught the end of Q School. Did he actually get through and get a card? Because that'd be really good, that, because Danny Baggish is a good lad. He seems like a really nice bloke. Now look how effortless that is. Love it. And I'll tell you something now, if you look at that, if that was 1/4 of an inch lower, it'd have been a 180. 1/4 of an inch, but it weren't 1/4 of an inch lower, was it? Plodders. Totally hockey. Hiya, Vic. You alright, mate? Right, come on, lads. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll have a little bit of a review. We'll find a set of darts and see if we can chuck them. KB. Hi, KB. You alright, lad? My darts keep landing under. No, the weight of the darts is nothing to do with it. You're under pitching. What you need is either a minute bit more arm speed, or maybe your elbows dropping. If your elbows dropping from the horizontal, that can cause you to come in underneath the thing, underneath the treble 20 as well. So no, I've explained this once or twice before, I think, if I remember rightly. Maybe not on the live shows. But don't forget, a dart is an inanimate object, and that's why, all right, it took me 3 sessions with them to actually get the 180 with the meteors, but they're a really, really awkward dart to throw. But it's not the dart, it's the thrower. The darts are inanimate, it's an inanimate object. I have the same argument with people over guns or anything, motorcycles, cars, people driving them too fast. Well, you park a car up with the engine off, it can't do no harm to no one. Same with a gun. If you put a gun on a table with no ammunition in it, it can't do no harm to no one. The intervening factor in everything is the human being, and the human being is the one. It's you that's actually throwing the darts slightly differently than you need to. It's not the darts themselves. So buying a lighter set of darts, it might make a difference for a couple of days or a couple of hours. The reason for this is I've explained this one before loads and loads of times, but I'm going to explain it to you again. It's like when you get a new car, or if you're a fisherman and you go and get yourself a new fishing rod, or anything, don't matter what it is. If you play golf and you go and get a new set of golf clubs, when you first get them, you want to clean them, you want to play with them. Car, you want to clean it, you want to sit in it, you want to listen to the radio, you want to wash it every day. Same with darts. You get a new set of darts and your concentration level is right up here, so your focus is tight. So what happens is you throw those darts and you throw really well. I have a story that I tell all the time about one of my players who bought a set of Phil Taylor darts, and he was absolutely convinced that they were going to make him a better dart player. He paid 95 quid for him or something. 3rd visit with them, I think he went up to Darts Corner, so he got to chuck them before he actually bought them. Something like that. 3rd visit, he got a 180 with them. So they were best things since sliced bread. And when he contacted me, he was dead chuffed, over the moon and everything. And I said to him, I fully understand how you feel. I said, but come back and tell me you're throwing the same with them in 3 weeks or 3 months' time. And if you're throwing the same and you're throwing 180s and everything with them, I'll have it. Other than that, for me, it's folly, and you think you're making a big mistake. Anyway, he contacted me about 4 days later, and he said, Dave, I'm crap again, back to normal. And that's what it was the excitement and the focus of the darts had just dropped off. And that's all it's about. It's nothing to do with the darts and everything to do with the player. Fantastic. So Nick has just put a super chat in. So here we go. We're going over to the machine. Right, where are we going? Thank you so much that's for that super chat. It makes all the difference with what's happened over the last couple of months. So I really can't say enough thank yous to you all for the way that you've been supporting me and everything. I really, really do appreciate it, and it's fantastic, and it's giving me sort of like an halfway house between what I used to get when I used to do the apples and now. And obviously I'm being able to afford a couple of like prizes, but nothing like I used to be able to. But hopefully, once I actually get into the swing of it, and I've got, I'm in the middle of trying to sort out now. So I'll have a link on my videos and on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page and everything, which will take you to an actual machine, like a credit card thing or a debit card thing, where you can put it in, and there's just like one fee for me and no fees for you. And then hopefully we'll be able to get back to a little bit more and having loads of prizes like we used to do last time, loads of giveaway prizes. It's Oven Star. Oven Star's in. Hiya fella, you alright? The big man, it's Oven Star's in. Yeah, Steve the 150 checkout guy. Yes. Hiya Steve. Never forget it, mate. Never forget it. Love reminder. I know you love reminding me. Yeah, he did. He had 150 checkout on me. So actually, I think you took a couple of legs off me, if not 3, during that day, didn't you? I think you took a couple of legs off us at the end. You did really well. You were a decent player anyway, if I remember rightly. Ooh, yakking again. So, yeah, that's the problem with yakking and chucking darts. It never works out well. Oh. Right, Ryan. Yeah, thingy, you're absolutely bang on there, Ryan. Neil's darts, he did one where he compared a set of players' darts to a set of normal darts that were 99.9% the same. Players' darts expensive, normal darts cheap as chips. I think I did it with some of the prizes on the Christmas thingy, the Christmas draw, shall we call it. We don't want any trigger words going out so people start jumping all over me again. Right, so yeah, anyway, on the Christmas, what do we call it? I had some there, and like the other side, the target orbs. Now, the target orbs are only, I think, they're 30 or 35 quid. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're fantastic darts. Absolutely. One of the best set of darts you can get. If you like a straight barrel, you like a normal sort of grip, the best darts you can get, in my book, are these Windmill High Impact 2s. They're fantastic, really well balanced, dead easy to throw, very predictable and dead easy to control. They're absolutely, and I think they were 28 quid, I think they're 35 now. So it's not breaking anybody's bank, and there's plenty of sets of darts out there. If you go to somewhere like Darts Corner, BVD, anybody, A180, and ask him what he's thinking, what he's getting rid of, basically, what's in his bargain basement, what have you got that I can have for low pennies, this is the type of barrel I want, this is the type of shape I want. Maybe even send him a picture of something that you like the look of and see if he's got something similar. You know something, 99.9% of them will do that for you. Right, Callum Reston. Yeah, I haven't got my glasses on, so. Right, Callum Reston, thanks very much, mate. Another super chat in, absolute star. Here we go, we're going over. 180. Yeah. Thanks very much, helps the channel on. Fantastic, really love it, brilliant. 28. I actually just bought a designer similar to Taylor's 20. Target ones are about 85. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I was saying, yeah. Exactly. There's plenty of sets of darts out there that you can buy for, I wouldn't say no money, but relatively money. It's horses for courses. I think it's like cars, right? If you're quite happy with a Kia, they do exactly the same thing as a Ferrari does. It'll take you to the shops and back. The only difference is the Ferrari looks a lot nicer, drives a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I know a lot of lads that have had darts for 15, 20 years. I've got a set here. Where are they? I keep thinking when I turn away that you're not going to be able to hear me, but I'm on a radio mic. Here they are. Look at these. These are our kids' darts, these are what I used to play in the thingy. Believe it or not, in the old days, right at the end of the embassy and right at the beginning of the Worlds, when it first went over to the Worlds, he was throwing these. And these are heavy. These are 28, in between 28 and 30 grams. These are. And they're just basically just a straight barrel. And he's had them that long, and I put a set of points in them. About a week and a half ago when I first got that pointing machine, put him a new set of points in them, and he still chucks with these to this day now. He went on to the, what do we call it, so I got him some Eric Bristow ones when he came back to playing darts, because he couldn't find his darts, and he found them in an old tobacco tin, I think in my dad's loft. So there you go, and they were from when he played years and years and years ago. Hiya Mark, you alright lad? Told to the hockey fella. You're probably sick of hearing this, but can you? Oh yeah, no, I'm not sick of anything, mate. I'll do it every night, night in, night out. Yeah, I certainly will. So hang on a second, let me get a dart. Right, who's in? Dave's in. Dave's in with a fiver. Cheers, mate. Absolute star. Loving you to bits. Oh, hang on a minute. I think we're on a 9 darter here. We're ready. She's coming in a sec.
26.
Here we go. It's a Dynamite Dave. It's the Meteors and it's a...
180.
Actually, I'll tell you what. Shall I get the Meteors out and have a bit of a throw with them? And you can watch them in the board. I'll tell you what, these are unbelievable, these. They've actually done a little bit of damage to the thingy, to the Mission Samurai. These Meteors have actually done a little bit of damage to it, but it's not surprising, really, to be honest with you. I've been throwing 20 gram recently. Really like it. I'm used to the 22s. Yeah, well, you can move up and down. Do you know what I mean? You can move up and down. There's nothing stopping you. I've got loads of different weight darts, and you know I can throw them all. And the reason for that is because if you adopt the mechanical throw and you actually put the effort and the leg work in, you'll get to a point where where it doesn't matter. I can go in the pub and I can pick up an old sweaty set of brass darts, and I can still give people a more than a decent game with them. Put it that way. And it's all, like I say, the darts are the darts, and you're you, and it's you who's throwing them. It's not the darts. The darts are inanimate. I've had a few. Neil Magowski's question there. I've had a few, but I've never had one live on camera, and I've never had one live in a competition. I've had four. I've had 4 in practice, but 3 out of those 4 have been when I've been on my own, and I've had one that has been witnessed by my brother. But other than that, no. Yes, I've had them, but never. And people say you've still had it, you've still done it, and this, that, and the other. But I don't believe that it's a true 9 darter until it's witnessed by either a crowd or on camera. If I did it on camera here, I would count that, but not when it's in practice, and not in front of our kid who plays with us 2 or 3 times a week. Right, what were we doing? Right, first of all, how we grip the dart, right. What I do is, let's get back here a little bit, right up against the wall here. Right, if you can see that, I'm hoping you'll be able to see it. Let's drop it down a bit, fetch it in. There you go, you can see that. It's one finger on the top, a straight thumb up the side of it, and then these 2 actually support the dart until it starts to come back. As it comes back, the fingers come away, and that's why it looks when I throw as if I've got my fingers out like that, because I have when the dart comes towards the board. I use that finger to support them as it comes out of the serving hand. My fingers drop away. If you've been on the YouTube channel, get on there, have a look, type in serving hand, and there's 2 or 3 videos actually dedicated to your serving hand, because you would not believe how many people never even consider the serving hand and how they're getting the darts into the throwing hand to make sure that they're in the right place every time. How many people do you see in the pub? They take the dart out their hand and they're fiddling with it like this, trying to get it in their hand right. They go to throw it and it goes nowhere near where they want it to. And that's because the dart isn't correct in their hand every time it comes out. So it's really important, and that's why I have those fingers down. As I come down to the serving hand and swing back out again, it's in my hand perfect. And then as I come back, the fingers come out like that and the dart goes forward. Right, so on to the next little slice. Here we go, lads. Here they are, the Meteors that just about hit terminal velocity in the last video. I hope you've all seen that. Tell you what, talk about over the moon. I mean, I've thrown hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of 180s over the years, and throwing a 180 with these was a job in itself. And I think that's why they produce these, they're at the legal maximum so people can see and feel how ridiculous they are. And they are. I've got them in my hand here, and seriously, they feel like the weight of a brick. I bet an house brick isn't much difference in the weight from these. They are really, really heavy. Right, yeah, Neil. R.I.P. the crafty Cockney. Yeah. Very, very proud to say that he wasn't like a mate of mine, but he was an acquaintance that I met on a few occasions, and I actually got the privilege of beating him in a game, so that was just something to tell your grandkids and that, innit? You're all right, Mark? Not a problem, mate. Hi all. Serving hand is so important. Yeah, it is. People don't people don't realise how many elements there is to actually throwing a good dart, but they're dead simple. It's dead simple, but you've got to get those elements right. There's only, like I say, in the throw, there's only your elbow. So you've got to get that stance right. If you get that stance right, and you get it so as all you're using is your elbow, like me. I mean, I've only thrown a few handfuls tonight, but you've seen, I think did I have a 140? I've had a few tons and what have you. No problem at all. And loads of people, that's like their nirvana, but it wouldn't be if they adopt the Dynamite Dave way of throwing, and it works for everybody, men, women, kids, guys in the 70s. I've got a lass I've told you loads of times that 67, I think she is, 67 years old. And now she's good enough to play with the lads in the pub. She's definitely good enough to play against them. Clayton. Breathing. What I do is I breathe everything out. I just relax and let it all away, and then I just let everything go. And it's just a matter of just putting those darts in. Your concentration level for me is where I'm looking. What you should be doing is don't look at the 60 bed. Find a mark within the 60 bed, which is tiny, the size of a head of a pin. I mean, I've even had like people, and what they do is they've got an old board, and it's a real good tip for you this, if you've got an old board, right, that you can use for practicing, stick it up on the wall, but before you do that, in each segment of the treble, put a tiny little dot. And I'm not talking about one the size of when you use an old punch, that massive. I'm talking about literally colouring a couple of hairs in, a couple of pieces of the sisal in the centre of it, just so you can focus on it from the hockey, so you can just about see it. And you've got to strain to look at it. Strain to look at it and put your dart in that mark. Don't throw at the board, and that's where a lot of my stuff comes from, like the throwing at your first dart in and then throwing your second dart at your first dart's flight. The problem that you've got is a lot of people, what they're doing is they're looking at the board, and they're looking at the whole board. They're looking at all of this. So when they're throwing for a 60, they're looking here. Right, so you're looking at the 60, but your peripheral vision is all round here. If you put a tiny little mark in the centre of that, like there's a white mark there, right in the centre of that, you won't be able to see it from there, not a chance. But there's a tiny little piece of white sisal that's stuck out in the middle of there. If you focus on that, then your focus is that big. And that's where you'll understand how your actual tightening of your darts come. Right, so let's have a chuck with these big fat dobbers. See, exactly the same technique. And look how close they are. 50 gram darts from 23 gram darts. Those are what I was throwing before. So I've gone right from 23 to more than double the weight. And look where they are, where they've landed in consideration to the 60 bed. And that will tell you that doesn't really matter what the weight of the darts are, what they're made out of. It's all the actual person themselves. Now, I think I probably fall out of a lot of favour with dart shops and what have you, because they're not dart shops, to be honest with you, because I have a great relationship with 180, BVD darts and all the others. But it's like flies and fishermen. I like nice fancy stuff, probably more than the next man, and that's why I've got loads of blue darts, loads of red darts, loads of like bright yellow flights and bright red flights, because I like that. And that's great. It's my money. I spend it the way that I want to spend it. But I don't believe that it makes me any better of a player. Doesn't matter whether the darts are a 10 quid set. As long as they're made out of tungsten and are all weight matched to within a reasonable amount, then there's no reason whatsoever why you shouldn't be able to throw them. And these ones, it's actually the wood at the back of the sisal that stops these. They all go right into the same depth out of the board. And that must mean that they're going right in and touching the thing of the wood at the back. Oh, Steve Lamore's in. Hiya, mate. One of my stars, this. Hiya, Steve, mate. I hope you're well. I really do. Yeah. Do you know something? I was talking about this on the video on the Meteor one where I did the 180. They're actually toning my muscle up in my left arm through throwing them. It's really strange, and I just feel like you're going to find this really odd, but I feel like I've got even more control over my normal darts than I would normally have. It's really, really strange. Yeah, so yes, I'm getting to grips with these. the Exocets. Oh yeah, well obviously I do. Do you know what I'd love to do, and I'm just hoping that this will happen at some point in the future. As I've said on many occasions, my goal is to be able to do what I'm doing now for a living. So basically be able to become a darts coach where people come to me from across the country and across the world, which they do at the moment, but only in a very, very small scale. What I'd love to be able to do is have my own premises and be able to have 4 or 5 dartboards down one wall, and then in a separate room, like a match board with all the lighting and everything. So like the studio, like I've got now, but maybe like 2, 3 times the size, so I can have a proper walk-up hockey and all the bits. I'd love to have. I think what I'd like is possibly a green carpet, like the same colour as the snooker bays, and then red on top of it, like a red walk-up hockey. Nice printed dartboard surround, and all the cameras all set up, so I can literally just walk in, fire all the machines up, and I'm live, and I can do coaching with people everywhere across the world, which I do at the moment, like I say, but just in a little bit of a more professional manner. What I'd love to be able to do is make that little bit of extra money on top of whatever my wages would be, so I could actually go and do, so as I could go around, not necessarily around the world, but because it sounds like dead ostentatious that, and that's not me, but I would love to be able to go and see people like Neil Migalski. I'd love to go and see him. I'd love to go and see Brian from BVD Darts. I'd love to go and see Adam Skelton, people like that, who's over in Texas. Neil Migalski's over in Canada. Steve Lamore's over in Northern Ireland, and it's one of them. It would just be absolutely fantastic to just, and it'd be my dream that, my dream for me to go and knock on somebody's front door who watches the channel and what have you, and just be able to say hi to them, shake their hand, give them a hug, take them for a pint. Do you know something? That would make my life. That it really would. Ooh, deflection. But you can see the way these darts are going into the board. They really do impact into the board. Right, let's see if we can get some 60s. See if we can nail 1 or 2 60s, and then we'll do a bit of a darts review. Ooh. See, grouping's good, considering how big they are. Look at that. It's a job getting them out of the board. What? Oh, look at that! 2 on the top and 1 underneath. How cruel is that? Look at them, bending wire. When I get to the PDC, I'm hiring you full time. Listen, mate, I'd absolutely love it. You know I would. Absolutely love it. Me and you get on like house on fire. But I get on like house on fire with quite a few people. And yeah, I just love people. I just love being able to teach people something. Getting somebody to a level where they can throw decent darts, for me, is there's no reward like it. There isn't. Money just doesn't come into it at that stage. I just think it's absolutely awesome. Oh, Anthony Pergolesi! Still can't say his name properly. I'm telling you now, you have to get on WhatsApp, right? And you have to do me one of them voice doing so as I can get your name right. I've known you for what, about 2.5, 3 years now, and I still can't pronounce your name properly. Anyway, Anthony, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're recovering well. Like you said to me last time, you're having a bit of a trip up and down to the dartboard. As long as you don't trip on the way to the dartboard or on the way back. This becomes as need a personal travel coach. I'll carry your bags, mate. I'll carry your bags. Oh, come on, David. What on earth was that? Tell you what, shall I have a go at some bullseyes with them? God, these things are hard to handle. That's a bit elusive. Come on. Oh, dearie me. Oh, one. Hallelujah. I'll take Brett's first because obviously I'll take them coming down. Not really, to be honest with you. It used to, years and years ago, a few years ago. I used to play better after having a few drinks, but I think when you get to a certain level and you put yourself out there, I think it's like anything. I suppose it's like being a kid in the playground. You've got to find your place, haven't you? You've got to find your place, and then you've got to fight to maintain that place. So no, I mean, I used to have a couple of beers when I'm having a bit of a laugh and a joke. You know what I mean? I do sometimes get onto exhibition stuff when I've had a couple of beers. But no, I don't have to have a drink, no. I think what it is, again, it's just did they call it an amino-suppressant? So basically what it is, it's like a mood enhancer. So it puts you, if you're in a decent mood, if you're playing half-right darts, it'll sort of like fetch you up, and it also relaxes you. So I think it's one of them. Me personally, I use breathing for relaxing, and I use a little bit of meditation and stuff like that. A little bit deep, I know, but it seems to work well in my life. But it works for all your life and not just for playing darts. If you get the techniques right and what have you, and you get it to work right for you, it works for all your life, not just for chucking darts. So, no in a word. Right, Darren. Hiya, Darren, mate. Hope you're okay. Hope everything's going well for you. Hi, Dave. Just would like to ask. My average is up to late 60s. How do you make the next step? Right, practice. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, right. Practice tips. Practice tips. Have I missed something here? Right, Brian. Yeah, I think I'll come down to Sudbury Darts Academy at some point. There's a few that I want to do around the country, but again, it's finances, isn't it? And being locked down at the moment. But yeah, it's something that if some put something to me in an email or have a word with them, see if they'd be all right hosting me there. And yeah, I'll come down. I do a lot of, well, not a lot, but do a few of the different disabled darts associations. So, you know what I mean? I don't mind coming down and doing a bit of free coaching while I'm there and what have you. Have a chat to everybody. Have a bit of a mingle and that. Yeah, I really enjoy that sort of stuff. Right, now back to where we were going now. Drink. Hi, Dave. Right, averages around the 60. How do you make to the next step? Structured practice. If you've got the technique right, because the technique is everything. Your technique is everything. Once you've got that right, then it's structured practice. I've said this a million times and I'll say it again. There is no point in going in your garage or in your back bedroom or even in the pub and just throwing the darts aimlessly at the board. You've got to have a structured goal to achieve. So what I tend to do is, if I'm coming up to a tournament, because I do go and play a few opens and what have you, when under normal circumstances, you know, when we're not in prison. And what I tend to do is 2 or 3 days before I start the serious practice, wind it up from, I play at the moment probably half an hour, something like that, with the filming, if you include the filming, possibly 45 minutes to an hour a day. If you're serious about it and you want to do it on a serious manner, it's the same way as what I tell people right from the beginning. It's all about stepping it up to a certain level. So start off slow, you've done all that, you're up to 60 averages. What I would recommend for you is five minutes warm up. So 5 minutes just basically just getting that arm warmed up and what have you. And then There's a few games you can play. Bob's 27 works all right and all that sort of stuff. But to be honest with you, I'm the type of guy, I like to do certain things. Like for me, the whole game for me is doubles. And that's why when I say to you, like 72 for me is double 16, double top, I mean it. And everybody who comes to play with me knows that I mean it. Done some crackers today, some double finishes. I've even done some treble double finishes today. So, you know, like double top, I think one of them was double top, double 15, double top. And I just go for it. I don't even think about it, because if you think about it, it's the only way that you can finish a game. The only way that you're ever going to finish a game, a leg or a match, is by your doubles. So if you include them seriously in your practice, but whatever you do, don't stand there and hammer the double 16. Don't stand there and hammer the double 10. 2, 3 visits for it, move away. So a good one that you can do, which is nice, is if you're going for the double 16, so we'll just use that as an example. So we're going double 16. So what I'll do, go for double 16. If I hit it with my first one, I'll go for bull. Then if I hit the bull, I'll go for double 18. So it's across the board, you're moving across. So you're improving your, what I call your one dart pitching. So basically your different parts of the board. So you've got two aspects to it. You've got your grouping, which is absolutely vital for your scoring and for your finishing. And then you've got your one dart pitching. Some people like Chris Mason and that say, and Alan Warren a little, they'll tell you about first dart pitching, and that is obviously getting your first dart in the 60 to then follow it. But yeah, it's all 2 elements, but structured practice is definitely the way to get to the next level. Right. 2 worse after. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm saying to you, yeah. If you go out and have 1 pint, so there's nothing wrong, right? If you're going to a competition, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a drink while you're there. But for God's sake, pace yourself. Do not go in and have 2 or 3 pints and then figure you get to either your first match you might do all right in, and then your second or third match, if you carry on drinking, you're just going to get the floor, you're just going to get wiped. Simple as that, because everybody has a tipping point. And like Fingy's just said there, 2, great, 3, too many. So if you're going to rely on that when you're throwing darts, it's never going to turn out well, if you know what I mean. It might do in one round of one competition. You might go in there and absolutely smash it because you were absolutely on the nail with the amount of alcohol you had in your system to your actual state of mind, basically how relaxed you are and how like turned on to throwing you are, and it helps with everything at a certain level. And then it's just like below that, it doesn't have any effect for you, or that's very little, and then too much, same thing again. It's just like a peak like that. You come up to the peak and then you just go over the other side of it. So no, it's never good. It's great, like I say, if you pace yourself, there's no stopping you having a drink while you're playing darts. But to be honest with you, if you're going there with the intention of taking that £1,000 prize at the end of it, then you should be approaching it in the manner that you would do it when you go to work. And you wouldn't go to work stoned out of your brains or pissed up, would you? I wouldn't anyway. And that's it. It all depends on what you're doing it for. If you're doing it for fun, like I say, if you're going down pub and you're just going to have a bit of a laugh, a bit of a joke and a jolly, because that's what it is, there's nothing wrong with having a few beers. There's nothing wrong with getting pie-eyed if that's what you want to do. But you can't do that if you're going to earn some money. So it's for me, that's the 2 differences. God, look at them. Like Exocet missiles. Right, last ones with these, and then we'll have do a little bit of a review. Oh, how was that? Oh, it's just on the outside. I thought there was 2 in it. See, that's what happens when you're 5'6" and a bit. You kind see proper. Right, so what dart shall we have a little bit of a review of today? Let's have a look, see what we've got. Oh, I'll tell you what we've not done. Let's have a little bit of a look at these. Can you see them there? We've got the super duper Dave Chisnells. Now, I had a set of these a while back, so let's pull these out of the case. Let's have a see what they look like and what they chuck like. I'll tell you what, I really do like the packaging on these. It really is smart in it. You've got the flights and what have you all set out separately, and then the barrels. So we'll look, see if we can get that in there so you can see it. Dink. There we go. Really do like that, the way that they set these out. That's real nice packaging. Not very environmentally friendly, but nice packaging nevertheless. And I like these darts the last time I chucked them. They look like they've got a pretty aggressive grip on them, but do you know something? They haven't. It's quite deceptive. Even when you pick them up, they feel like they're quite got quite a strong grip on them. Tell you what we'll do is we'll use the ones off the BVD Scaracities, because they're nice and yellow and it should fit in quite nicely with these. So let's build these up and we'll have a bit of a chuck with the thingy, with the Davy Chisnells. Right, don't forget all these darts that you've seen me review over the last few weeks and what have you. They'll all be in the Donators free prize giveaway, because that's what it's called now. So it's the Donators free prize giveaway at the end of the month. So everybody, no matter how you donate or where you donate, it doesn't matter. If you do a direct bank transfer, if you go on Streamlabs, if you pay a few bob by Skrill that you can see down here, this Skrill, that works really good for the lads in the States and outside, anywhere outside of Europe. Skrill is brilliant, because if you're paying in a different currency than Great British pounds, there's no fees to be paid. They don't charge any fees, so it's a bit of a, I won't say it's awkward, it's like setting up with PayPal. You've got to put your details in, so basically you've got to open an account with them and then you get one of these wallets. Obviously I'm an old bloke, me, so I didn't really understand a lot of this until somebody explained it to me, but you get one of these wallet things, and then when you send money into me, I'd get it instantly. It comes over instantly, so it is really good. Like I say, a bit of a pain setting it up in the first place, but once it's set up, it works really well. Right, so here we are. We've got the Davy Chisnells. They're a lovely looking dart, these, aren't they? I really like them, me. I really do. Right, let's have a thingy before we actually start chucking these. Let's have a see. Right, so yeah. Drawing your energy and pushing your energy out, yeah. Works fantastic. Like I say, it's all martial arts stuff, and a lot of people think, a bit like hypnosis, it's a load of rubbish, which I did. I thought, not the kung fu stuff, but the actual thingy, the hypnosis, I didn't believe that before somebody did it to me, and now I believe. Yeah, well, I'd love to come over. I can't wait. Like I say, I want to go and see Brian. I want to go and see BVD, Brian Van Doren. And what I'd like to do, if we can set it up when I'm over there, is maybe get a few of the lads over there that know who I am and what have you into one pub for a night time. If they've got a dartboard, a decent setup, we can have a few legs of darts. I can do a bit of a question and answer session, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'd really look forward to that. I really enjoy doing that. Before we did the lockdown, you know, I did a good few appearances at different places. Got to a point where I had a venue booked and I was flogging tickets, but like I say, we got into the lockdown and that just all went to pot, so to speak. Right, one drink, but more is no good. Yeah, that's what I say. What it is, it's like anything in life, moderation. If you moderate it and you're thinking you do it in moderation and you don't overdo it, because once you overdo it, all you do is end up embarrassing yourself, that's all. No good. Stevie McAnally. Stevie, baby. Where have you gone, Stevie, baby? There he is. Right. Yeah, well, that's true, yeah, because what it is the more you practice your doubles, it's odd, and everybody here who's here now will absolutely understand this, is when you watch anybody who plays darts, if you're watching in the pub, you watch them scoring, and then you watch the difference in them when they're going for a double. They try 10 times as hard. If they actually get down to a double, you can see the difference in the body posture and everything. They're really trying to hit the double. So why don't they do that when they're trying to hit the treble? And why don't they do that when they're trying to hit everything that they're going for? And instantly, they'd be a better dart player, wouldn't they? So yeah, you're absolutely bang on with that. Absolutely bang on. Do you think about Kevin Painter? Well, obviously Kevin thinks that it's time. You think that it's time for him to retire. Obviously, I don't know what his financial position is, but a lot of them, there's a lot of the old boys, really should be in commentating. Tony O'Shea's really good at it. I think Kevin Painter would be all right at it. There's a few of them that would be all right at that. And what's stopping them doing a bit of pub stuff? You know what I mean? Go around. I'm sure he could go around the pubs around the country and what have you, and make himself a good few bob. Just making appearances like Eric Bristow did. He didn't always do like big venues. He did like big pubs and like small clubs. He did, and they were watching me call it. He did really well out of it. I think. Pretty sure he did anyway. And Goodwin, bit gutted for Painter. Would have loved to him seeing back. Yeah, well, the thing is, the problem is don't forget when Kevin Painter was at the top of his game, it was a different game than it is now. The only one I think who's like kept up really from that sort of era and that sort of level of dart player is Steve Beaton. Now he's come back in and he's played some really, really good darts. Kevin Painter has played some, but you've not really seen him. We've seen Steve Beaton in the Opens and a couple of the like proper matches and what have you, a couple of the televised events. You don't seem to see Kevin Painter in a lot of them anymore, do you? And I think what it is it's like anything. If you used to drive Formula 1 in the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s and 2000s, the chances of you being good in a modern Formula 1 car is very, very unlikely, to be honest with you. It's not impossible, don't get me wrong. Like I say, it's not impossible. We've got our Steve Beatons. But like you say, it's sad, but when it's time to go, innit? And the one thing that I would say is I think when Kev goes, I'm just hoping he doesn't try and do what Barnevel's tried to do. I won't say that it's embarrassing, but it's not far off, is it? Come on. Anyway, he's a good player, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that RVB's not a good player, because he is, but I think he's just doing the wrong thing. I think when you bow out, you should always bow out gracefully. And I think once you've bowed out, like Phil Taylor, don't come back. He's had one of these things where he said he'd have a go at the UK Open and that. But I think that was more for fun than anything else. I think it was just for the fact of actually playing darts. He certainly doesn't need the money, does he? And neither does RVB. It's PayPal. It's gambling. It's classed as gambling. So, according to their, it's nothing to do with YouTube. YouTube have not said a word to me. But PayPal said that it's against their community guidelines, against their terms and conditions. But I mean, we know between us that are in here, because there's only 30 odd of us. All of us know that everybody on Facebook's doing it, everybody on YouTube's doing it, well, everybody on YouTube, but everybody on Instagram, all over the place, Twitter, everybody's doing it. But I must have been bubbled by someone. I've got a good idea who it is, but at the end of the day, what can you do? I'm finished now. PayPal account, gone. Can't use PayPal anymore. They've not said anything about what'll happen in the next year or so. Like I say, I've always said to you, I'm always honest with a lot of you. It's going to take me 6 months before I can have the money out of the account. The money that I got for the Christmas and what have you is all locked away. So I thought that I'd broke even with it. No, I hadn't. I'm all that money down and I've got to wait 6 months for it. So that's why I've gone over to Skrill, and it's been like a real big scramble to try and get myself my head back above water as quick as I could, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have been here now. Right. Let's lighten-hearted it up a little bit. Darren Hislop. Helsip. He-sip. Do you know something? You lot out there, you know, you're as bad as Llewellyn, you are. Hessip. Hessip? Yeah. Darren Hessip. Thank you very much for the donation, mate. You're an absolute star. I love you to bits. And here we go. Are we ready for this?
180.
Starman, thanks very much. Really, really appreciate that. It really does make a massive difference. Thank you very much.
You require 141.
Yeah, I like Chris. I like Chris on commentary. And the thing that I like about Chris is what you see is what you get. I like to say I'm one of these. I don't like false people. I don't like people who'll smile to your face and then stab you in the back when you're not looking. And that's what I like about Chris. Chris is like pretty upfront. Whenever he's on the telly, he speaks his mind as best as he can. Obviously, everybody's got to temper it down a little bit, but you can tell what's coming through from behind what he's saying, and what he says 99.9% of the time is bang on. I've got to say, a lot of people don't like him, but I do. But that's probably why I like Gerwyn Price and what have you. I like characters and I like people of good intent, if you know what I mean. The standard is a lot, yeah. Standard's a lot different now. There's a lot of the old boys that just couldn't keep up. I mean, if Tony O'Shea and his thing is, I wouldn't say again, he's not a mate of mine. I know who he is. I know Tony, and my missus serves him his breakfast probably a couple of times a week in Morrison's in Bredbury in Stockport, because that's where my missus works. And he goes in for his breakfast quite regular. Obviously, he's not been able to during the lockdown, but before that, he was a regular. And I'm sure when it all opens back up again, he'll be a regular again. And again, he's another one. He just would not be able to compete very well in this modern climate. Brilliant in his day. Real shame, you know. I went to all of his, where he got to the finals, the semi-finals. We were there at the lakeside through every one of them, cheering him on. And he was just... They call him a princess, don't they? He was always the princess at the party, at the wedding, or whatever you call it. Bridesmaid at a wedding. Unfortunately, he never actually got that title, but he deserved it. Every time he went for it, he deserved it. But another one, he just sort of like seemed to fall to bits when it came to that last hurdle. A little bit like, oh, come on. A little bit like Gerwyn nearly did. No. Couldn't see that there. Right, first couple of handfuls with the old Davy Chisnells. Again, same as what I thought of them last time. Really, really good. Nice, simple, but lovely looking ring grip with the gold and the black and the thing in the actual natural tungsten in them. They do look quite nice, and I think with them flights and stems on, I think they look proper dandy myself. I really do. And they throw well. They're nice and balanced. They're dead easy to throw because obviously they're just a pencil shaped dart with a bit of a bull nose on them. I prefer a taper myself, to be honest, but yeah. Right, Steve Beaton, by far the most consistent. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it takes work and dedication to do that. You can't like be sat around a swimming pool all the time and do it. I know he looks like he's been around swimming pool all the time, but I don't think he has. So, have you ever tried a set of Beatons or Buntings smooth darts? I haven't, to be honest with you, but somebody was saying these Stevie Beaton ones, not Stevie Beatons, the Steve Bunting ones have got like a micro grip on them. I've never tried a set of dead smooth darts, no, because I've got sweaty hands. So, I mean, I'd have a go at them, and I can do a bit of a review on them, see what I can sort out. I'll see if I can pick some up. But the other ones that seem to be very, very popular at the moment are little thingy Johnny Clayton's, don't they? They seem to be a very popular dart at the moment as well. A lot of new names came through Q School. And great to see another father and son playing on the tour after the monks. Yeah, it is. It is. And do you know something? I'm just praying that they don't ruin the UK Open and ruin the Q School by making it elitist. Because, I mean, I don't know whether it's because of the COVID virus and whether they've actually put that out as a statement, because I don't really follow the PDC. I don't like look at everything that they do every night and all that sort of stuff. So there is things that I miss on it. I watch a lot of the competitions. I watch games here and there. But I've got to be honest with you, lads. Do you know what I like watching? The online stuff on Facebook and what have you. Normal blokes in the pub, obviously not at the moment, but playing online darts, internet darts at the moment. But I love nothing more than putting my flat cap on, put my jacket on, walk down into Hyde there, into the Queen's, and watch the old boys play darts. I absolutely love that. I mean, I love watching the stuff on the telly, but I love the game that much that I don't care what I'm watching. I'll go and watch the lasses when they're playing darts, and they've got some of the strangest throws you've ever seen in your life, some of them. But it's still a game of darts, and I still find it really interesting and really exciting. I really do. What's that? Yeah, snitches everywhere. Yeah, there is, mate. And to be honest with you, it weren't that I did it without, you know what I mean? I didn't do it intentionally, because I've got a gaming license. I went and got one. It was nothing to do with the fact that I was actually holding a Apple. It was PayPal, nothing else, because there's no other way of getting the funds in to actually run it. So what it does is, I think they're just trying to keep it, again, elitist for people like, well, you know, all the people on the telly that ring up and they take so much out of your phone call and what have you. Mate, absolutely. You know something, I sit there on the couch, me, and I giggle. And know what the wife does as well. And we look at it and we think, like, there's certain ones like Morning Britain, where they think they run a competition for something like a month to give 160 odd £1,000 away and a Merc and this, that and the other, and everybody thinks it's fantastic, but they don't realise they've took about £3 million for that, and the Merc comes for virtually nothing. Mercedes virtually give them that car. The holiday is virtually given to them, if it isn't given to them. So it's laughable. It's laughable. It's scale, isn't it? If you've got a TV programme and what have you, you can then do those sort of things. But someone like me, they've got the foot on your head, trying to push you under water all the time. Which is sad, but at the end of the day, what can you do? Not a lot. I really... Some kind of pay-per-view event. I tell you what, it'd be great, yeah, I'd be up for that. If anybody approached me or anything like that, I'd be up for that, yeah. The old pros, Johnny Lowe and all them. I tell you what, that would make some fantastic online content, because, to be honest with you, mainstream TV is dying. It's strange, you know, but it's dying. The amount of views that I get on my videos over a month is more than what they get for like an online, a proper TV, say one of the days of the darts. I actually get more viewers over a month, because I get up to, I think the highest I've ever had is just over 250,000. That's views in a month across my platforms. And I don't think, well, it might be 1 million, I don't know who watched the darts, but you know what I mean? It's when you consider it, I've just got a laptop. I've got a laptop and a few cameras, and I'm just doing what I'm doing, and I'm getting massive amounts of clicks and hits and what have you. And the same with the news broadcasters and everything. All the mainstream TV, what we call terrestrial TV, is going down the toilet, and it's going down there quick and all. Barney's throw is one of the best throws in the world. Brilliant. I mean, you look at the way Barney throws, and it's not that dissimilar to the way that I throw. It's mechanical, it's repeatable, and that's why Barney was there or thereabouts all the way through his darting career. He never sort of like disappeared for 6 months and then came back for one tournament and then disappeared again. Like, again, we'll go back, Dave Chisnell. You see him in a tournament, he's gone. 6 months later, he pops up again in another tournament when there's been 4 or 5 in between. Same with Henderson, Big John Henderson. His thing, he's all right at the moment. But again, another couple of weeks and he could disappear, and you might not see him for 2 years. So yeah, but with Barney, that's why he was at the top of his game for as long as he was at the top of his game, because of his mechanical throw. His throw's fantastic. There's no two ways about it. Well, the way Barney throws and thinks is very similar to the way that I do. You look how relaxed he is. Barney's is the same as mine. I always say to everybody, don't I? Make it effortless. Make it effortless, like you're laying in the bath and you just sat there listening, or laying there listening to some tunes. That's how you've got to throw darts, and that's how Barney throws darts. And the only thing with Barney is he can be got on top of. Phil Taylor used to do it to him. What he used to do was he'd get in front of him, and if you get in front of Barney, he finds it very he's not a comeback player, Barney. He likes to be in front, likes to lead from the front. The Riley's club, yeah, exactly. Everywhere's closed. Yeah, Steve, the thing is the Riley's and everything. I know Riley's is closed and that, but I'm just saying, I'm hoping that the PDC, because they've done it this way this year, if it's all back open again next year, I'm just hoping that it goes back to the Riley's qualifiers, etc. Because the idea of an open competition is it's an open competition. If you go back to the 80s, and personally, and this is only me, this is my personal view on it, is I think everybody should start from the beginning. I don't care whether you're Michael Van Gerwen, whether you're Rob Cross, whether you're Lisa Ashton, whether you're Fallon Sherrock. I don't care who you are. If you're in the UK Open, everybody should start from the beginning. And this was what I was saying a couple of weeks ago about Bobby George. He was saying that a couple of weeks ago, and he said it on Darts Wolf TV as well. In the old days, it was what we used to call spit and sawdust. If you went in for a darts competition, an open competition, the idea is it's open. If you're going in at the second, third and fourth round because you're a professional player, it's no longer an open in my opinion. I mean, I still go to the UK Open because I love it to bits, and I just love the idea of the pub players standing a chance, but they should have a lot more of a chance than they do get. I love a lot more. Yeah, Ryan, what I do is I do personal coaching videos for people, and that is literally what you're talking about. But yeah, and the thing is, the problem that you have with doing it, I know what you mean, is you mean me make one as a public video. But the problem that you've got with that is 99.9% of people who I do coaching videos for, if the people who I do them for know it's part of it, I turn around and say to them, it's entirely up to you. I'll put it on the channel, or you can keep it private. So how many of my videos have you seen that are actual like personal coaching videos? And it's very, very few. It's a very private sort of thing. If somebody's struggling with a throw, if somebody's not as good as they want to be, the last thing they want to do is have the face and everything plastered all over YouTube, which I perfectly understand. There is some of them that have been right up for it, like Fred, I think it was, or Frank in the early days. There was a few of them when I first started doing them who were really up for it, and they were great. Carlos, the bull from he's in Spain now, believe it or not. He was from Middleton. I filmed him and what have you, and put that on the channel and that. But there's very, very few nowadays that are willing to actually be filmed and have a critique of them done live, if you know what I mean. Not live, but on a video. So yeah, it's difficult to arrange that, fella. It is. Structured practice for a lower player level. Recommendations. Right, Clayton, for you and for, because you think you've just adjusted yours. I've got your email, mate. Don't worry about that. I've got your email with your finger, with your videos on it, just as you can see, and as I know you understand. I'm really, really busy, so hopefully I will get a chance to have a look at that tomorrow and come back to you on it. But practice for the not lower levels, what you are is you're an apprentice, is the way that I see things. Apprentice level practice. What you should do is very, very simple. If you go back in my videos, if you go onto my channel, type at the top in, click on videos, then type in the search bar, practice, you'll see dead great one to start off with is what I call 20s, 18s, 19s, 20s, 19s, 18s, 17s. So what we do is we have 3 visits at each. So we have 3 visits at the 20s, so treble 20, 3 visits at the 19s, 3 at the 18s, 3 at the 17s. The reason I always include the 17s is they're in a lot of big finishes, and calculating up, doing your adding up, it makes it a lot easier because it's that 51. It's like me, I use 7 as well because it's 21. It makes, when you're coming down, because obviously in the earlier stages of your journey, in the early parts of your journey, you're going to be looking at finishing probably at anything from 60 downwards. So anything from 60 downwards or 70 downwards, you're going to be hoping to be checking out from that. So anything from 70 downwards, 60 downwards, 50 downwards, you can use the 3 7s. And if you miss them, you've got the 19 one side. All right, you might go into the 16 and you might not get that thing of that odd one off it. But that's just the chance you take, and there's always ways of mending it from there. But they are really a good way of getting yourself into a good rhythm, is using 20s, 19s, 18s, 17s. So yeah, really good one, that. 3 visits at 20s, 3 at 19s, 3 at 18s, 3 at 17s. Then when you get used to that grouping, when your grouping's coming, yeah, then what we do is we go 1 dart at treble 20, 2 darts at treble 19. So then what you're doing is you're learning yourself the transfer coming from the top of the board to the bottom and learning how to come down. Don't forget, we don't throw down at the board, we move ourselves down. I'm a little teapot down, so your eye line level is exactly where you're throwing. But you know that because it was in the video. But yeah, you throw up at your thing at your treble 20s like that. This is just slack. And then what you do is, to start off with, is you're aiming at the 20s and you're looking at it, and then what you do is you fetch your whole body down, every part of your body down, so it looks the same. And then if you look, the arm speed and everything is exactly the same. You don't have to throw down at it. You don't have to slow your arm down to get your arm down to the thing of the double 3 and what have you. Everything remains the same. So all you're doing is just adjusting yourself down to the bottom of the board. And that, learning that is a damn sight easier than trying to learn a different throw for every segment of the board. Really is. Oh, that last one was terrible. I flung it. Jockey Wilson did. 18s. Right, so what we'll do from the 18s is we'll come down 17s. You can see the difference in my body position, yet the throw remains exactly the same. Not doing too well because I'm yakking at the same time, but it's a bit more like it. Still not the best, but I am talking. See, and you can just move it around, so you can go from 17s, 19s as you get more and more proficient. Not to say I'm finding these a little bit flighty. Come on. See if I can loosen this arm up a bit. That's better. See, I've been stood there talking and what have you, and not throwing, and the arm's loosening, tightening up again a little. So there you go. There we go. We're starting to get back again now. See, again, that's what happens, is it makes it so as you're trying too hard to achieve what you need to achieve. And that's what I was doing, because I was cold again and the arm wasn't working properly. I was having to put too much effort into throwing the darts, whereas I shouldn't need to do that. That's better. Yeah, starting to come back again now. I think that's 3 tons in a row? See, dart comes out of the hand wrong, into my hand. It came into the throwing hand wrong, goes back into the serving hand again, and comes back out again. If your dart ever comes out wrong, and it's not working, back into the serving hand, take it out again. Right, see if we can catch up with 1 or 2 of these. Have I ever thought about Q School? I whip it all. Nice one. Star man, been with me for years. Absolute star. Love him to bits. Right, Kenneth, have you ever thought about Q School? Well, yeah, I have done once or twice, but to be honest with you, if I go and do it, I'm only going to be doing it to prove a point. It's not, it's, I know you guys would love to see me on the telly and all that, and to be honest with you, I think I'd be able to do it. I don't think there'd be any doubt whatsoever in my mind that I would be able to get a card, get a tour card. The problem that I've got, and the way that I view things, I would probably get that that tour card, and probably not use it, because it's not my calling. My calling is this. It's coaching people. I absolutely love it. So, yes, what I might do, because I think the darts referee's going next year, isn't it? 2022. I think the darts referee's going next year, and obviously I think Matt Edgar will probably go next year if he needs to retain his card, if he hasn't got enough points to carry on through, which I hope he does. I hope he does, because he's a cracking lad, is Matt. But yeah, I think the darts referee's going to Q School next year, so I'm seriously considering having a go at that next year. Start probably practicing properly towards August, September, and then run through, and then actually into the Q School at the end of January. So yeah, I might actually have a go at that next year. Right, it looks like we've frozen. Right, we're back on again. So yeah, something that I wouldn't mind doing. Jack Thomas, hi Dave, hiya Jack mate, you alright? All the best my man. Dave, you should try and... Yeah. Oh, I'm good enough to qualify for the UK Open. I think I am anyway. I mean, it's like anything, it's on the day, innit? But yeah, I don't think I'd have too much problem qualifying for it. But yeah, if they open the Rileys, I think, to be honest with you, I'd rather do a few Opens than go to Q School. I might do it next year, just like I say, just to prove a point more than anything else. But yeah, the thing of the Open's more attractive to me. I've done a couple of the BDO Opens in the past, you know. I used to like doing the Gainsborough, done the Gainsborough Open a couple of times. Any news on the darting podcast review? Right, there's nothing come through yet. I'm hoping that maybe I don't know, Bullseyes and Brewskis might do it, or somebody who can dedicate a bit more time to it. See, the other lads have a little bit more expendable time than I do, because obviously they're reviewing darts. So you get a set of darts through the post, you buy them, they come through the post, you do a video, that's your review, you put it on YouTube. Whereas me, I'm spending, bearing in mind I do a full-time job as well, I'm spending probably an hour a day answering emails, maybe a bit more than that, because I get between 30 and 70 emails, messages, etc., a day. So I've got them. I'm also filming personal coaching videos. I'm making the coaching videos that I put out, probably a good one a week, maybe sometimes 2 a week. I've got the live streams now, which I'm doing now, talking to you now on. I've got face-to-face coaching over the internet, so it all takes up my time. So I'd love to be able to like ring round and sort of like gather them all together and do that, but I literally personally haven't got enough time to do it. I'd love it if somebody who like I say did more of the reviews and what have you, and had a bit more time to spend on that, would be able to arrange that. That'd be fantastic. It's just a little bit out of my reach with the time commitments and what have you. Love to be able to do it, really would. Right, what's that? RR2 wheels. Hey, another biker. Right there, young man. You know what my name used to be, don't you? Not Dynamite Dave, Wheelie Dave. And I'm not telling that, just in case the police are watching. It wasn't me, officer, I promise. I can't do wheelies, honest. Because I'm a good lad, me. Hi, Dave, quick one. Just recover. Carpal tunnel, yeah, terrible thing, yeah. It's going to take time. fella. It's going to take time. And sometimes it's a matter of accepting what's happened and trying to find a way around that. To be honest with you, it'd be difficult for me to help you unless I could be in a room with you possibly, or maybe a coaching video or something like that. I might be able to get to grips with it if I could see the way that you're throwing. I might be able to alter the way that you're throwing. That'll give you, you might not be able to grip the darts or feel them in the same way, but you might be able to I might be able to get you to get them to go where you want them to, if you understand what I mean. I might be able to get you to be a better dart player without that ability to feel them. I mean, I'm hoping, touch wood, mate, I absolutely hope for you that feeling comes back. And a lot of the time it does. I had I don't know whether you know this or not, I had a new right, I'm just breaking these teeth in for me, Gran. I had a new right knee about 18 months ago. And when it first was done, I couldn't tell where my back leg was. And it's come back now. It's not the same as it was, because it's not my knee, it's a false one. It's not the same as it was, but what I've done is I've adapted. And that's what you have to do, unfortunately, is you'll get a certain level back, fingers crossed, you'll get a certain level of it back, but the proportion that you don't get back, you're going to have to learn to cope with. And you're far better off having a positive mental attitude and saying, I will learn to cope with it, I am going to, and just don't let it get on top of you, mate, because I've had all them sort of things, and it's all about I will, I can, and I am. Whippito. What a star, man. Kenneth Church. Jack Thomas, have you ever used Simon Whitlock darts? Like these ones, you mean? Somebody sent me these. Now, I did give Paul the credit for these, and I'm really, really sorry, because they came in 2 envelopes on the same day, and I've put the tickets on the wrong bits because I'm old and I'm stupid. But yeah, I've got some Simon Whitlocks here. Do you want me to make them up and have a chuck of them for you? Do you want me to do that? I'll make them up and have a chuck of them for you. I'll throw some flights and stems on them. Right, what colours have we got here? Well, they'll look alright on them, won't they? Should we put the blue ones on them? Hey? We'll just have a quick chuck of them because I'm supposed to be doing a review with these, so I'm probably being a bit of a naughty boy doing this, but shh, don't tell anyone. Whatever you do, don't tell me, mum. You know what's going to happen, don't you? I'm going to spend 20 minutes after I've done this screwing all my darts back together how they should be. Hey, I'm as daft as a brush. Oh, that's what my gran used to say anyway. She weren't far wrong. She weren't far wrong. Right, now, I can chuck these darts, but I certainly can't do an impression of Simon Whitlock. But what I can do, and what I will do for you one day, lads and lasses, is I'll do a Eric Bristow impression for you. Right, so here we go. Simon Whitlocks. Keep your eye on that board. Let's see how we can do with them. Clive Dickinson. No way! Listening from Los Angeles. Hey! All right, Clive, lad. Long time no see. Long time no see. I'm looking forward to when you come back, mate, so we can have a few legs and that. Really am looking forward to that, mate. Oh, I know it's random, but I've got 2 questions. Go on, Ryan. Go on, mate. Why not? Right. The first is, do you support a football team? Our second question is, do you have Welsh heritage? Your so sounds. Yes, it is, mate. Welsh royalty. I'll have you know. And no, I think I don't. What do you call it? It's one of them. I've never really been interested in football. For the simple reason is, and you're probably not going to like this if you're a massive football fan, but as I said, always honest, and I'm always going to tell you the truth. Never ask me any questions if you don't want the answers. I can't stand this where they're chucking themselves on the floor, because if that was me, I'd want to punch them in the head. Seriously, I couldn't play football in school when they did stuff like that because, I mean, this is in the 70s. You can't do it now, but I did. I used to give them a good smack if they did stuff like that, diving on the floor, pretending that they'd gone down. I always used to say to them, if you're going to dive on the floor and pretend you're injured, I might as well make sure you are. So, I mean, I understand a lot of people say it's part of the game and what have you now, but nah, it's winds me up. I tell you what I do every now and again is my dad goes and watches Hyde United at the back over here. It's only a stone's throw. We can see the floodlights from here. Every now and again I'll go and watch that with my dad because it's not too bad because it's like tiny club football. It's camaraderie is good and what have you, and the pub at the end of it's quite good as well, the clubhouse. Oh, Brett Picker's Gill. Cheers, mate. Nice one. Let's fire up the machine. We've got to fire up the machine before we chuck any of these Simon Whitlock darts. Are we ready, boys and girls? Are we ready?
180.
Yeah! Thank you very, very much for that super chat. Brilliant there. Thank you, Brett. Absolute star, man.
26.
Bugs me when people fake getting hurt. Yeah. I just, seriously, when I was a kid, sounds awful, mate, but somebody did that in front of me and they fell down and pretend that they were hurt, I'd kick them. Seriously. It's like I couldn't play football anyway because if somebody was running with the ball and I wanted the ball, just knock them out of the way. just knock them out of the way and take the ball off them. What's the what? What's the crack with the lockdown in England? Until April. Yeah, well, that's what they're saying here. Do you know what? I heard a rumour yesterday that they ain't going to be opening the pubs in England, mate, till July. I ain't happy about that. I think they're extracting the urine, shall we say. So, no, I'm not happy about that. Shall we have a throw with these Whitlocks? Let's have a do. Yeah. Right, are we ready for this? Right, no, I don't know if any of you know. One or two of you probably already do, especially if you were at the UK Open last year. These Simon Whitlocks, there's a new set that have got a slightly less of a dip in them. I think they're a bit dear, they're about 45 quid or something, I think, from, is it Winmow who do them? I think it's Winmow. Well, I took those to the UK Open last year, and they had this 9-dart challenge thing on, where it was like a board up and what have you, had stage where you walked up and what have you, and you had to have a throw with these Michael Smith darts. Anyway, I did garbage with them. I think I did something like 280 or something like that, 280 or 290. And Pete Manley was there, and I said to him, I said, is there any way you can get these girls to let me have a go with my own darts? I said, I've got some of my own darts. I said, I've got some Simon Whitlocks there, I'll have a chuck with them. So anyway, we was talking and what have you. I went away, that was the end of that. Following day in the afternoon, we came in for the first session in the afternoon, and the girls were just setting up. I think they'd had 2 or 3 gone round and had their scores and what have you. And Pete was there. I think he was, I don't know whether he was there with the girls all the time. I don't think he was, but he was there again in the afternoon. And I said to him, I said, any chance? So anyway, we went and had a word, and he said, yeah, you can have a go at it, but it won't count because obviously everybody has to use the same darts because then it's fair. And I banged in 2 180s and a 140 for 500. Tell you what, I got a bit of a clap, a bit of a cheer. That's to say the least. Right, let's have another go with these Simon Whitlocks. Here we go. See, told you Dynamite Dave could throw out. Ton. Oh. Just pull the nose down. Oh, come on, David. Told you need to warm up a little bit again. Let's have a few goes around with them. Oh, no, 2 in, 1 out. Good fun. Yeah, it is. Look at that for grouping. It's nearly as good as Whitlocks. No, not really. Right. Where are we? Yeah, saw it coming, yeah. I didn't know. I think it's disgraceful, me, what they've done over this coronavirus and what have you, the amount of lies that they've told us and what have you. I don't believe in any of this conspiracy theory stuff, but they've told us a lot of lies, hell of a lot. If you're struggling with your concentration use, they give you plenty of to focus on, yeah. Yeah, plenty of Cecils, you're not kidding. I don't think they should be allowed them points. It's over the top. The watching me call it the Allen Key ones that he had. They were bad enough, and his darts never fell out with them. So why do you need to go on to sharpen files? I just don't get it myself, to be honest with you. Sharpen files and super glue. Why? Just why? Jack Thomas, I used them darts. Oh, right, these ones. Yeah. So I need a what? A remortgage to buy several new dartboards. Yeah, that's the one, yeah. They just tear your dartboard to bits. Can't see the point myself. Oh, just over the top. Right, what time is it? Oh, 20:40. My dear, we've been on 1 hour and 40 minutes. Right, 10 minutes and we'll wrap it up. We'll do the hour and a half, and then we'll wrap it up. I'll have another few chucks with these and see what we can do with these. See if we can get any decent scores with them. Not like that, you won't. 60. Consistently, if not else. That's better. Oh no, come on, David. 81. That's the only problem with the Simon Whitlock darts. Because of that protruded cutout in the middle, it makes it difficult to get. I mean, for Simon, obviously they go in his hand perfect every time, and that's really what that's for, to make sure they go in his hand. But Dynamite Dave grip doesn't work on that principle, so I can feel the dip just in front of my finger. It's not stopping me from chucking them all right, like. Won't win any competitions with them, but yeah. Yeah, possibly. Oh, love darts. You old flirt. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I tell you what, did you see what did we call it? The Meteors. I actually got the 180 with them. Over the moon. Over the moon. I tell you what, those are so difficult to chuck them, aren't they, mate? So difficult. You old flirt. Try my best. I hold it out, right? Yeah. So you're avoiding the actual dip in it, yeah. Yeah, Mark, we're doing all right. Doing all right. All 3 videos. Amazing, yeah. Tell you what, it's one of them. I was getting to the point where, you know, where you get to that point, well, you've chucked them, so you know what I'm talking about. you get to a point where your arm starts to get tired. You start to get a bit of fatigue in it, don't you? And I was just about to say, that'll do for this one, and we'll come back and try again on day 4. And it just went in, and I was just like, I absolutely swept away with it. That was so hard. That, I mean, if you actually put the darts in the boat, in the actual 60, they take up virtually all of the bed. So to get that in, and as you probably noticed, I came in on the top every time when I got those 140s, and I had one sat on top of the wire every time. And it just happened that if you look at the video, the darts were just that little bit further apart. So as the dart came in on the old Phil Taylor job, it actually managed to plunge in between the two of them and stick in. I was over the moon, absolutely. 3 live streams. Yeah, what we're going to have to do is get together and work out what times we're on, and then we can all have the finger the viewers at different times. I think that'd work a lot better. $100. Oh dear. Ah, just underneath. 41. Oh, that was horrible. 81. They're a bit strange, these Sammy Whitlock jobbies. I've got to say, that lump in the middle on the purple ones, I think the newer ones, I'm not sure whether these are windmill ones or not, but are the new ones windmill, or is that my imagination? I think if the windmill, the actual cut in the centre is different. It doesn't feel like it intrudes the same as this one does. This one's actually sitting, my finger's sitting inside it. 85. So the scoring's not bad. It's not the best in the world, but it's not bad. Steady Eddie. $59. Scolia system. Oh, nice one. This style of darts he used to use a straighter. Yeah, he did use a straight barrel some years ago. Yeah, moved to this. I think it's because of the way that he holds it, because he holds them like pretty upright, don't he? Like sort of thing, pretty upright. He holds them. I won't say in a strange way, in his own way. Scolia stream tomorrow. I'll have a watch of that, Mark. I think I'll try and get on for that one. Provided I haven't got 100 emails to frigging answer again, which I had today. 102 today, emails and messages. Hiya Derek, mate. You alright, lad? Hope you're well. Everything's great over here. Got myself to tell everybody, I got myself some new microphones, them lavalier microphones. One's because I bust it and I've had to use this receptionist's headpiece thing, wherever it is. Where's my thing? Here, look. I've had to use this for the last couple of weeks. Ordered myself some new ones. Plugs it into my radio mic and stands on the other end. How stupid am I? What an absolute cabbage. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Actually hitting what you're aiming for. It's always good. Nine I'm on. I don't know whether you lot play round the clock like this or round the board or whatever you call it. Where I come from, it's round the board. Ooh, waste of 2 hours. 10 I'm on. 13. There's loads of different rules for it, isn't there? Yeah, that's me. Absolute cabbage. Where was I? Where was I? 10, 11, 12, 13 I'm on. Oh, come on, David. Throw 'em like you know what you're doing. Alright, back to first double, which was 4. Oh. What finished? But yeah, sounds great to me, mate. I think I don't know what you're on. Are you on Streamlabs like me? I've not got the premium yet. I haven't it's like 100 and I think it's about 150 quid in it for the premium. So I'm still trying to build my pennies up for the premium. Once I get that, I can do like live interviews, you know, a bit like Atomic Darts. And it can do stuff like he can, but obviously you can't do that till you get premium. And I ain't got that yet. But yeah, if you've got that where we can get on and you can send me a link or something, mate, I'll do it whatever day you want. Absolutely, as long as it's over weekend, because obviously I don't know whether you know, but I work nights. So I start at like 5 o'clock at night, and then I think, finish about 1:30 in the morning. So it'd have to be weekends, or Fridays, or a Friday. Friday's good, I don't work Fridays, I only work Monday to Thursday. Hiya Derek lad, Derek Edwards. Hiya mate. Not premium either. Is it possible, see the thing is you're a lot more technical than I am, mate. Is it possible to do it with... I ain't paying that $1. Yeah. Yeah, well I don't know, can you do it over Zoom or something like that? I don't know how it works. All I know is when I go on with Atomic Darts, he just sends me this link and I just click on it and away we go, and it's like... we can sort something out. Oh, of course you can, yeah, of course we can, mate. No problem with that. I mean, we could eat just as easy, I suppose, if we got on Zoom or something like that, and then add a live camera behind one of us, so as you can see like what's going on with both of us. Do it that way if you want. Sounds great to me. Right, where was I? I did 20, and I was on 4, wasn't I? With these strange darts. Oh, come on. Miles away. Miles away. Carry on playing like this, I'm going to pick my other ones up. Yeah, he does use a paid one. Yeah, I bet Shop bought it for him. Like you say, it's a lot of money, 150 quid. I mean, I know it's a year, but I mean, I'm not really sure like what you actually get for it or anything. But I'll have to have a proper look at it. Oh, come on. Can't get these babies to go where I want them to. That's a fact. Could I get any closer? Could I actually get any closer without hitting the damn thing? Come on. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. See all that and then you get both of them in one go. Alright. No. Oh, come on. What did you do that for? You see that? The old Jockey Wilson. Dearie me. Yeah. Hey, that'd be good fun, that, yeah. Too right. Good grief. Couldn't hit a barn door with a pig. Whitlock. Alright. Tell you what, just make it a little bit more interesting. See if you can take a leg off him. Take more than that if I'm playing like this. Right, there you go. What we've done, just make it a little bit more interesting. Just for the last couple of minutes. 3 totally different darts, totally different weights. I've got a Whitlock there, I've got a Davy Chisnell, and I've got a BVD Scaracity. Let's see if I can actually hit this bullseye. Yeah, hallelujah. Finished it. Well, that took about 70 darts. Toss a 180, a 26 next 3. Yeah. Well, see what we can hit. See if we can hit 1 or 2 trebles. What I like to think though, what I like to look at is how the grouping is when you're using 3 totally different darts of 3 totally different weights. $81. Wayne Farrell. Hi, Wayne, mate. You all right? Told to the hockey fella. Hi, Dave, working on. As long as you've got your leading finger, as long as the dart is in the middle of your leading finger, that leading finger there, so it don't matter whether it's there or whether it's under the nail like I do it, because my hand is turned so that nail is actually, instead of the nail being on top of my finger, the hand is turned very slightly, so that nail is on the side, so it's at like the datum line in the middle of my finger. So that's how it works for me. I mean, you can have your hand flat and the point running along the side of your finger if you want. Dave's a beast. Tell you what, we've got the 3 darts here. Let's put another. We've got one of them that I chuck all the time. So what I'll do is in the mix, what we'll do is we'll put one of the 50 grammers. Let's see what the grouping ends up like with these. This is a total experiment. I haven't got a clue, but let's have a see. Not bad. And I'm just going to throw them at random. I'm not going to throw them in the same order. Just however they come into my hand. Oh, Tunsky. And that little bit of a one there, if you watch that, that proves a point. And I always say, and people don't believe you, the heavier your darts are, the higher they go, not the lower. It's counterintuitive. People think if you throw a lighter dart, it goes higher. It doesn't. It goes lower. Absolute mincemeat. Oh. The meteor right in the 60 bed. Right, that was a bit of a throw with these 3 crazy different darts. And that's us for tonight. It is now 20:59, so we've been on a minute short of 2 hours. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed tonight's cast. I've maintained in between 25 and 40 people all the way through it, so I'm really happy about that. Thanks to everybody who's done a super chat. It really does mean the world to me. Thanks so much. Loved a lot of you. Right, so Fingy, I'll see you on Sunday. Don't forget, another live stream Sunday night. Sunday night is 6 o'clock, 1800 hours GMT. So if you want to join me then for a bit more banter, a bit more of a laugh and a joke, maybe another Thingy Darts review or a review of something else. I've got that chalky. I've got a few of them. I've got 4 or 5 of them. So what I might do is do a little bit of a review on them, or maybe just talk about something else. And Mark, don't forget, Fingy, get in touch with me. You know what my email address is. I don't know whether I've got yours or not, but we'll get in touch anyway over the next couple of days, and let's do that little bit of a live chat and what have you, and a chuck and have a little bit of a game, yeah? All right, mate. So take care of yourselves, everybody. Don't forget, you'll only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in. And always, toe to the hockey. Take care, everybody, and see you Sunday. Ta-ra now.